Hello. Just trying to build a homestead in remote Alaska area. I am on the road system. I did buy a vacant lot a couple years ago, and I'm trying to build a homestead all by myself. Hey, Crystal from Flat Tire Farms. How are you today? Hey, Matt AK. How are you today? And hey, Big Family Expedition. How are you? Thank you for joining. Still a little bit early. I'm sure we'll get a lot more people in here. So let's see here. I'm just getting things set up. So give me 1 second here. So how is everyone doing tonight? I am doing pretty good, Crystal. Thank you for asking. Unfortunately, I have some pseudo bad news. I got a lake forming on my property right now. Hey, Arlene, how are you tonight? Yesterday, well, over the last several days, I've noticed having a little bit of a pond forming under my one shipping container, and it wasn't really any big deal. Just a small area, basically under the one shipping container and a few feet over from it. And I went out today under both shipping containers, and the shipping containers are 17 feet apart, 20 feet long, and I am gonna fire up the excavator and put the beast to work, move some of the ice. There's about 2 inches of ice and compacted snow in front of the shipping container, so I'm gonna just remove all that down to gravel. There were 2 other places 50 used to be parked. I moved it about a week ago, and there was a couple inches of water there. Out, move all the ice and compacted snow in front of the shipping containers so the sun can warm up that ground, and hopefully in a day or so all that water will drain out of there. So let's see here, who all was in here. Let's see here, Arlene, Big Family Expedition, Flat Tire Farm, Homesteading, Alaska, Matt AK, AK Dog Mom, how are you tonight? Billy Sutton, how are you? Streamlabs is posting comments every once in a while, things you can do. So definitely read those. Is the stream cutting out? Do you mean voice or video or both, or exactly what do you mean there, Matt? Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do anything about the buffering. It is what it is. It is Starlink. I mean, from my computer here down to the Wi-Fi, I have something like 400 megabyte connection, and up from Starlink up, I have 10 or 20 megabyte connection, so I can't do any better than what I have. Unfortunately, that's just the way it has to be until they get fiber out to me. Let's see here. Matt 1791 Garage, how are you? Hey, Living Free Alaska, how are you? Thank you for joining. Our Alaska, thank you for joining. Everyone saying hi to each other. Hey, D Breaks, how are you tonight? Thank you for being here. And Living Free Alaska says, good to see everyone this beautiful Thursday afternoon. And yes, it is. It is amazing outside. Nice, sunny, mostly clear. There's a few clouds here and there. And it is pretty warm. I'm getting 46 degrees outside right now on my thermometer. So it is pretty nice out there. Hey, John in Alaska, how are you tonight? Thank you for being here. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. If I skip over it or something, feel free to ask again. Sometimes it helps to put everything in all caps. If you have a question, then it stands out a little bit more for me. And yeah, Streamlabs will be posting things. You can post your weather. You can have Streamlabs automatically put your links, your channel links in for everyone to look at. Things like that. So definitely check out some of these other channels that's in here. A lot of good channels up here in Alaska. And there, Matt just posted weather 84003, which is his zip code. And it posted the weather for Matt AK is weather for American Fork. Conditions are rain with temperatures of 38 degrees. The wind is blowing from the north-northwest at 10 miles an hour, and the current humidity is 81%. And, of course, thank Crystal from Flat Tower Farms, Homestead in Alaska. She is also dropping a lot of channel links for everyone. So, thank you, Crystal. So, I've been doing some testing on using Streamlabs and things like that. And hopefully, next week, there's a chance I might be having a guest on. I'm not going to say anything right yet because I'm not sure for sure. So, I'm going to just hold off on dropping any guest names, but I am working towards that, and I think I got all the bugs worked out, so everything should be good to go. Excuse me, my nose got itchy all of a sudden. But I do have a premiere happening tomorrow at the same time as this live, 5 p.m. Alaska, 9 p.m. Eastern. So definitely I hope to see everyone there in the premiere. I recorded this a couple weeks ago and finally am getting it uploaded. I also got 2 more videos in the works that I have recorded. I got to get uploaded. So definitely look for those coming out here in the next couple weeks. And I was going to start building a rabbit hutch and chicken coop. Unfortunately, with all that water in there, is going to prevent me from working on those within the next month or 2. So I got a lot of work to do inside the cabin, so look for videos coming from the cabin also. Those other 2 videos I have would fall into the hunting and adventure categories on my channel, so definitely look for those. Let's see here, reading some of these comments real quick. Everyone's dropping the weather to see what the weather is. And yeah, it's been really warm, been pretty much hitting the 40s every single day for about the last 2 weeks. I would say, a solid 2 feet, maybe 28 inches left on my big trailer out in the parking area. It had 4+ feet on it this winter, and now we're down to about half that. So we're losing a lot of snow. Let me hold you up here and show you what we have. As you can see, there's still a lot of snow out there. But those green pipes, the 2 shorter ones, were basically buried a couple weeks ago. So the snow's really been melting. And those tires pretty much were buried also. So it is melting fast. It doesn't take long for it to melt when it's hitting the 40s every single day, and a couple of the nights we didn't even get below 32 degrees. I know one night, I think the low was 34 degrees, and I did wake up one night and it was raining out. I heard the rain on the roof, so the snow's melting fast. It is going. Let's see here. don't think I've missed anyone's questions, so. Yeah, pretty much it seems like even a lot of the northern half of the United States and Alaska is all having pretty much the same weather within about 10 degrees or so of each other. It is kind of crazy times. Living Free Alaska says, all day yesterday I was in shorts and a tank top. Yeah, it's about that time around here also. It's getting warm out. Matt AK says, we have a nice cold front moving through. Early spring in Utah reminds me of early summer in Alaska. It makes me antsy. I hear you. It just doesn't seem right, and you're always thinking, okay, we're going to have another Arctic cold blast come through just because. It's too soon. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I know my thermometer, or my what is it? My temperature thing on the cell phone, the 7-day outlook, the 7th day is always showing real cold temperatures, and every single day it pushes it off another day. So I don't think we're going to have the cold temperatures they're calling for. And pretty much every day it's calling for snow flurries and stuff, but yet it's supposed to be in the 40s during the daytime. So I don't think we're going to get really any amount of snow. We might get a light dusting or so, but I kind of think that might be it. So, can everyone still hear me okay? I've modified a couple settings, so I want to make sure everything's coming through okay. Am I loud enough? Am I coming through clear? I know it buffers once in a while, but that's just Starlink. Nothing I can do about that. And Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says, last year we got a big dump of snow after Easter, so I'm not calling it spring yet. I hear you. It can dump anytime. And Living Free Alaska says, loud and clear, thank you. And Crystal says, audio is great. And Billy Sutton, hear you fine, Bill. Okay, excellent. And a couple other ones are saying the same thing. That's good. I changed a couple settings, so I wasn't sure if I messed anything up or not. So, and yes, Streamlabs is saying, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone. So it does help to push this out to more people. And also, while I'm thinking of it, I do have a second channel called Digging Alaska. Definitely, if you like excavation work or heavy equipment and that type of stuff, check it out. I will be posting a lot more videos this summer on that channel. And that channel is actually doing really well. I have 154 subscribers on that channel, and my videos are getting 300 up over 1,000 views when I post on there, so definitely doing very well. And on this channel, just something I noticed last night when I went to bed, I had 2,160 subscribers, hit an all-time high. I woke up this morning and I was at 2,158, so I lost 2 overnight. And just a few minutes before going live, I was at 2,156, so I lost another 2 today on this channel. And I don't understand it. It fluctuates so much up and down constantly. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure it's just YouTube doing its thing. And thank you, Crystal, for posting my Digging Alaska link. Wow, you're trying to read some of these comments real quick. Matt1791 Guard said, Bill, is the lake forming around your Connex going to affect the level of the Connex or its foundation? No, it shouldn't affect anything. My Connexes are up off the ground, so even with how deep the water is now, it still would have to rise another 8 inches plus to actually affect anything inside the Connex or inside either of the Connexes. And by that time, it'll be running down the driveway and stuff. So I'm not worried about that aspect of it. The foundations, I hear popping every once in a while from my Connexes. So I hope they're good and solid, but we'll have to just wait and see when everything totally thaws out and I can get in there with a level and just check them out, things like that. So I hope everything's still good on them. We'll have to see. Okay, have a good night, Living Free Alaska. Oh, someone, Steve Scanlon just has something subscribed or something. That's what that noise is. So thank you, Steve. Hey, Beto Mansky, thank you for joining. Looking up and down to see if I missed anyone that came in. I don't see I missed anyone, so. Let's see here. What else is going on? I'm getting anxious to get outside and start getting stuff done, that's for sure. But gotta wait till the snow melts. Especially on my property, it's going to be a muddy mess if I try to get out in the yard area and start doing anything. So that's going to have to hold off for another, I would estimate probably another month before I can really do anything out in the yard area. And also it'll take time for the ground to thaw out. But I will be working on the cabin. Got a lot of things I can start doing on the cabin now that it's warmer out. I can actually get my saws out and stuff like that and not worry about freezing the batteries and anything like that. So I will be working on those. Let's see here. Anything else? I can't think of anything at the moment. So let's see here. Oh yeah, don't forget, if you're in Alaska or you are planning to come up, we're having the second annual Alaska's YouTube Creators Meetup on July 13th in Meadow Lakes Park, which is on the north side of Wasilla. It is free. Just email myself or Crystal at Flat Tire Farms and let us know you're coming so we can prepare appropriately. I know we got several channels coming. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I know Matt AK is planning on being there, so. And then obviously myself, Crystal from Flat Tire Farms, John in Alaska, and totally drawing a blank on their name. David and Angie, Our Simple Life. I am pretty sure a couple other channels are coming, but I can't remember specifically, so I don't want to say it if they haven't confirmed or anything yet. Let's see here. Oh yeah, if you want to help support my channel, I do have an Amazon affiliate link in all my descriptions. All you have to do is just click on it, and then you can buy whatever you want off Amazon. And I do get a very, very small portion, couple pennies on the dollar, and it doesn't cost you anything more. So if you're buying off Amazon, consider following my link to purchase whatever you want. Let's see here. What else is going on in my world? Oh, I would have updated my game camera up there, but the last couple of times I've been out and checked my footage off my game camera, basically the only thing I caught were some humans, including myself, and things like crows and birds like that, so I really didn't even worry about them. I haven't caught any moose, bear, fox, coyotes, wolves, nothing like that on the game camera this winter, so there's nothing to really update, unfortunately. And if you're on Facebook, consider checking out my Facebook page. It is My Alaska. I have links to it in all my video descriptions and also my Instagram page. So thank you. I am some of the things I'm looking to do this year is hold on. Living Free Alaska says I can't stick around tonight because I have to go to a city meeting, but wanted to stop in and say hello. Well, thank you for being here. And I got an itch on my shoulder blade, and it's always right where you can't get to it. So Living Free Alaska, thank you for stopping in, and have a good night. Yeah, definitely some of the things I got to do this summer is get rid of that dirt pile. Man, that is driving me nuts having it sit there for all last year, and it has to go bye-byes this year. And then I need to get the garden established where I want to put it, things like that, get a fence around it so I can plant in the spring of 2025. And then the other thing that I really want to get done is get this place cleaned up. I got down trees all over the place and stuff like that. Just get it cleaned up, get it looking nice. And that should do it. There's several other things I want to do, but if I can get those things done, then I'll be happy. And D Break says, have a good one, Stacy. Everyone's saying goodnight to Living Free Alaska. Let's see here. What else is going on in my world? Yeah, with the crappy snow and the warm temperatures, I don't have any plans to go back up to my remote cabin until I can go out in the wheeler. And that's because of the bad weather, but also because on the tracks of a snowmobile, there's two shocks. Well, the one shock I have under there has a 45-degree bend in it. So somehow I hit something a little bit too hard and it bent. So I got to get that fixed, and I just don't have the money to get it fixed at the moment. So sometime this summer I'll get that shock taken off and taken down to the local Polaris shop so they can rebuild it whenever they get around to rebuilding shocks. So my snowmobile is out of commission for a while. Let's see here. Yep, with that, that brought an early end to my snowmobiling season. I had plans to do a couple more things, but it is what it is, I guess. Matt1791 Garage says, Bill, is a lake forming around your Connex? Oh, okay, I already read that. Sorry about that. Yeah, it shouldn't be affecting my the Connex or its foundation. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it's not. But I will definitely inspect it when I have chance. Once the water subsides and I can really get in there and look around, I will be checking it out and making sure everything is good to go. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. What else is going on? I really don't have much more plans. Work on the cabin here and do those things outside, and that's about it. I do plan on doing some fishing this summer. Definitely want to try to get out and do a lot of fishing and things like that. Oh, wow. I wonder why I wasn't seeing anything change, and for some reason my the chat window over on this side was scrolled all the way up and wasn't moving. Let me read down through these real quick. Hey, Loma Gibson, thank you for joining. And yeah, Loma, we are planning on having the YouTube creators meetup every year. So until there is no interest in it, or I totally get tired of it, and so does Crystal, we are planning on doing it for the foreseeable future. So if you can, maybe schedule a trip up here next summer or summer after. And Crystal from Flat Tire Farm says, Jessica from Modern Homestead, Alaska will be at the meetup. Okay, I was pretty positive at least she would be there. I kind of assume Aaron will be there now, but I can't say that for sure. Oh, big family expedition. Yeah, anyone can come. It is not open to only Alaskans. So if you're in Alaska on July 13th, consider stopping by. We'd definitely like to have you. And there's my Amazon affiliate link. And Billy Sutton says, I sure hope to see some video or pictures from the meetup. Definitely. Definitely. I hope a lot of the channels makes videos of the meetup. It's a great way to promote it on everyone's channel. And yeah, Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says, that big family expedition, where are you guys from? Crystal wants to know how the roof over the Connex is held up. Obviously, the steel beams are still up there. They're doing well. There was no sagging or anything, but then again, I could park a concrete truck up there and it would still hold up. The underside of the plywood and everything did get pretty well frosted up, especially on when we would have a little bit of a warm up, then it would cool down and stuff like that. On the high humidity days, the humidity would go up, hit the roof, and then freeze again. So had a little bit of that, but other than that, there's very, very little dripping coming through. I think there's 2 little spots that there's water dripping down through, and other than that, everything is working great. Let's see here. Big family expedition. We're currently in Arkansas, but originally from Missouri. And there's a email to email Crystal and myself. We have a joint email account for the YouTube Creators Meetup. It's called Alaska Content Creators at Gmail. Big family expedition. We are in the process of converting a school bus and we'll be traveling full time. That sounds like a lot of fun. I actually considered doing that, but at the time I was unable to work remote with my job, so I couldn't do it. And now I kind of wish I would have quit my job and found a different one where I could have done it. And Matt AK says, at Big Family Expedition, I'm considering doing a trailer conversion to tug around to live in for a while. I drove school buses for a living for too long and want to live in one. Loma Gibson, how much snow have you had this year? The actual amount of snow, I'm not positive, but I know at one point we had 4 feet of snow on the ground, but then again we had a really high warm up there in February, so it did melt a good bit. And I think this year we are on the low side of snow, just in general. We haven't gotten as much snow as we normally get. And Big Family Expedition, thanks. We'll look for your email. At Big Family Expedition, Crystal says, if you have any swag and want to get some exposure, let us know. If you want to donate some for the giveaways. Billy Sutton says, Bill, what's the story with your shirt? Okay, my shirt, let me see here. It just says, Liam J. Nevins, Sergeant First Class. He was a Green Beret in the Army, and he was killed in Afghanistan. And this is a CrossFit shirt. And if you don't know much about CrossFit, it's people do it to get in shape and that type of thing. And any hero or first responder, like special forces in the military, police officers, firefighters, anyone like that is killed in the line of duty, their loved ones can create a workout for CrossFit and have it submitted to CrossFit. And that's what happened with Liam Nevins. I actually know his sister, and we worked out at the same gym for a number of years. And when he was killed, her and the guy that owned the gym put together a workout and submitted it to CrossFit. So now there's a Liam Nevins CrossFit workout you can do if you want. And thank you for asking, Billy Sutton. Big Family Expedition. We've seen some people do trailer conversions. It's amazing what people come up with. There are some very creative people out there. Yes, they are. At Loma Gibson, we had a pretty small snow year. Yes, definitely. But we still have a 12-foot pole that the dogs use for their lookout. Yeah, dogs like getting up high so they can see everything. Matt AK's been watching Chuck Cassidy Scully videos to get ideas. Yep, there's a lot of out there. A lot of those type of videos out on the internet. That's good, Big Family Expedition. Look forward to meeting you guys and getting some of your swag to give out to anyone that shows up. Yeah, we do plan on having a few drawings throughout the day at the meetup. So it's we're planning on all day. We're also planning on 2 meals, like a 11 o'clock or like an early lunch, and then another one maybe around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. So definitely consider showing up and being there all day for giveaways throughout the day. Yeah, definitely. Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says, Big Family Expedition. Cool. We can create a place card or a placard to place by your swag with a QR code so people can click right onto your channel from the meetup, even if you can't make the trip. Hey, Old School Alaska, thank you for joining. And everyone's saying hi. Hey, James Hall, thank you for joining. How are you tonight? And Billy Sutton says, that's a nice story, Bill. A very nice thing that CrossFit does. I'm glad I asked because I had no idea. Yeah, and if you go way back to the early days of CrossFit and CrossFit Games, the first 4 or 5 years, the guy who created all the workouts for the CrossFit Games and also oversaw the CrossFit Games. He was an active member of DevGru of the Navy SEALs. So he was over in Afghanistan going out on missions and stuff, and in his free time he was creating workouts and stuff like that for CrossFit. And that's why CrossFit is so into first responders and the military. And even to this day, he's been out for 8 years or something like that now, but even to this day, they have a huge military presence, and they go to a lot of military bases and train folks on CrossFit and how to get more in shape. And Old School Alaska says, thanks, Flat Tire, much appreciated. Matt 1791 Garage from Crystal says, how many subscribers do you have right now? And Matt 1791 Garage says, that would be intimidating to seeing the berries 12 feet up in the air looking down at you at Flat Tire Farm. Yeah, he's talking about Crystal's 2 dogs up on a big hill looking down at you. Matt 1791 Garage is stuck at 210 subscribers, so if you guys haven't already subscribed to his channel, definitely jump over there and check him out, and let's get him some more subscribers. James Hall says, blessed, thanks for asking. That's good to hear, James. And Loma Gibson says, I subbed to Matt. So thank you for doing that. Now he's at 211. Hey, Old Man King Homestead. How are you doing, Peter? Thank you for joining. I'm glad to see you were able to make it. And Old Man King Homestead goes lives on he does a live every Wednesday and I believe on Sundays if I'm not mistaken. And there's his channel link, so definitely check out his link. He's having some computer issues and stuff, so he's not putting out any videos at the moment, but he's still going live on a regular basis. And once he's is able to get his computer issues worked out, he says he's planning on making some more videos, so looking forward to it there, Peter. And Big Family Expedition says, just sub to Matt. That's good to hear. Yeah, there's a lot of good channels that join my live, so definitely check out these channels and consider subscribing to them. Let's see here. What else do I want to talk about tonight? These last few nights, or last few lives, I haven't really had much to talk about, so let's see here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this snow melted and getting to start work outside, get my excavation business going. It's called Digging Alaska. If you're in the south central area, the Matsu Valley, and need something done, definitely look me up. I will be working that excavator I have, making it pay for itself. Let's see here, what else is going on? I definitely plan on doing fishing. Gonna go hunting this year. The only thing I'm really gonna be able to hunt for this year is moose. I did not get a caribou tag and did not get a bison tag either, so those are the only thing I can hunt this summer as far as big game anyways is moose. But I will be looking at doing that. Let's see here. I plan on doing some fishing, hoping to get out to the Copper and do some dip netting this summer when the fish are running. And let's see here. Hoping to do a lot of Alaska adventure. That'll be sweet to get up there and do some Alaska adventure. Matt1791 Garage says, Bill, any issues with the excavator in the extreme cold? No real issues. I basically only started it up once or twice when it was around 0 degrees or in single digits. Anything below that, there's really no reason to start it up because it's not going to snow any significant amount. So I did start it up at least once, maybe twice around 0 degrees, and it was not happy starting up at that temperature. So I had to plug it in. I had it plugged in for probably an hour to a couple hours, and then when I went to start it up, she did not want to start up, that's for sure. But she did finally start up, and wasn't happy about it, so I let it run for probably over an hour before I got in, and I was very easy moving just like the thumb up and down a bunch of times to get the hydraulic fluid flowing. And then after that, then I lifted up on the arm and moved the bucket, and that going through all those motions took me probably another half hour of just sitting there. And then once I started moving the snow and plowing the driveway and stuff, let's see here. Big Family Expedition says Matt1791 Garage has 212 subscribers now. And Billy Sutton says, watching Matt's Garage restore old tools and such is not only interesting, it's kind of therapeutic. That's correct. And Old Man King Homestead agreed with what I said about his channel and going to be putting out more videos in the future. There's a Big Family Expeditions channel link. Flat Tire Farm, how's the outhouse construction going? I haven't even heard, so I'm in the dark on that one. And Big Family Expedition says, thank you so much, Flat Tire Farm. We plan on having our first live stream once we hit 500 subscribers. That's cool. The outhouse is issues with the excavator. I already answered that. And James Hall, thanks. Good luck with the moose hunting, he says. And we need to get Big Family Expedition to 500 subscribers. Old School Alaska, I love moose, so tasty. I do too. I can't wait to get one myself and can't wait to get one off the roadkill list. Billy Sutton says, that Big Family just got one closer to 500. And Loma Gibson says, I subscribe to Big Family also. And so did Arlene. Everyone's subscribing, so thank you guys for doing that. It's very appreciated. And Big Family says, thank you for subscribing. We appreciate it. Hey, there's Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse. How are you doing, Brian? Thank you for joining. If you got any questions, feel free to ask there, Brian. And Matt AK says, boo for no outhouse, but yay for work and money. That is true. Unfortunately, in this day and age, you kind of have to have money no matter what. It's really difficult to not have any money and still be able to function. And there's GT Junior Grows It, Alaska. Thank you for joining. He's driving but listening. Okay, and definitely check out his channel. he lives in Anchorage and does a lot of like garage gardening and that type of thing. So definitely check out his channel. Everyone's saying hi. James Hall, Simple Living Alaska. Got a roadkill this year and also got a caribou. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how much meat you can get off of a roadkill moose. A lot of the times you'll lose a couple 100 pounds, but a full-grown moose, you can have 700, 800, 900 pounds of meat off of one. So losing a couple few 100 pounds of meat is nothing really. And Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says at Matt AK, right. However, it will be, I think, the first project here that actually gets completed. That's good to hear. And there's a few channel links, so definitely check out those channel links for GT Junior Grows It in the Vineyard Farmhouse. Big Family Expedition. Bill, what made you take the plunge and move to Alaska? Since I was a kid, I've had this dream of moving to Alaska and building a cabin. Just hasn't happened yet. The scenario was actually set perfect for me. I was living down in New Jersey, working for Lockheed Martin, and a guy from college, I knew he was coming down to work in the Philadelphia area and needed a place to stay, so I had basically a 3-bedroom condo all to myself, so he crashed at my place, and that was in the winter and springtime. And that spring I got laid off from Lockheed Martin, and he said, hey, I'm headed up to Alaska for the summer. If you want to tag along, come on up. And he had property bought up here already, so he's been up here for 2 or 3 summers prior to that. So I was unemployed, basically, and he was coming up, so I sold my condo and headed up to Alaska. So I came up here, that was in 2007, was up here for a year, left, and as I was driving back, I knew I was making a big mistake. So when I got back to Pennsylvania, I worked for a couple few years and kept looking for a full-time job up here in Alaska, and when I found one, I came back up and been up here for a little over a decade now. So that's how I ended up in Alaska. Loma Gibson says, subscribe to both of you, so thank you for doing that. And yeah, I've talked to a lot of people who have come up here on vacation and stuff like that, and when they left Alaska to go back home, they went home, basically sold everything and moved back up here. Some people, one guy I talked to, he actually called home. He was a younger guy. He called home to his parents and told them just to sell everything and send them the money. He's not leaving Alaska. And other people I talked to, like there was one couple I talked to. The guy had just retired. It was his retirement trip. And his wife still had like 3 or 4 years to work. So when they were up here, they fell in love and decided they're moving back up here as soon as she retired. So they were going back home to wherever they were from, getting their things in order and starting to sell everything off that they didn't want to bring up, things like that. And then they were moving up here in like 3 years. So... let's see here. What's everyone saying? And definitely what Flat Tire Farms, Homesteading Alaska says. Thanks for supporting the channels, everyone. Billy Sutton, way to go, Matt AK. Did I miss something from Matt AK? I must have. Oh, Matt AK says, oh yeah, I passed my Amazon Web Services IT Cert exam last week. Time to leverage it for more money. Well, congratulations, and maybe you should come up here and give an Amazon affiliate link or something like that class to everyone during the meetup. That would be cool. How YouTubers can leverage Amazon to get the most out of it. Matt AK says, my job wants me to get a Microsoft Azure cert next. Looking forward to it. Never got the MCSE, which is a Microsoft certification. And I know what that stuff is. I've worked with Azure before. Never got the certification, though. No, Crystal, I think just because you know how to use an ATM card, that doesn't make you tech savvy. Billy Sutton disagrees with me. He says it does in his book, Crystal. And definitely, if you want to drop your links, type in exclamation mark my AK or exclamation mark Alaska, and Streamlabs will drop your links. And AK Dog Mom says Matt and I fell in love with Alaska 20 years ago on our first trip. Hopefully, be living up there in the near future. Definitely hope to see you. Hey, fellow Alaska, thank you for being here. And there's Old School Alaska's link. And everyone's saying hi to fellow Alaska. Reading these chat messages. Hey, there's a curmudgeon, Alaska. Thank you for being here. James Hall says, well, just thought I'd drop in and say hi. Got a bunch of videos to watch. Have a wonderful and blessed evening, y'all. And same to you, James. Thank you for being here. And everyone's saying hi to each other. Hey, Mountain Mariner, thank you for being here. He says, what's going on in here? Hello, everyone. We're just having a little conversation, that's all. Ed, just having a little conversation. Whoa. Mountain Mariner off Great Alaska says 17 inches of snow in the forecast for Saturday here in Valdez, Alaska. Well, they are the snow capital of North America. I think they pretty much hold all the records for snow in North America, so I can see that happening. That's a lot of snow up there. Or down there, I mean. And I lived down there for a year, so it was really cool. I loved it. I wish I could have been would have had the money to have a snow machine at that time and stuff like that and get out and explore, but it just wasn't in the cards at that time. Everyone's saying hi to each other, and Crystal posted a couple more channel links. Definitely check out those channels. Yeah, so let's see here. Yeah, definitely got to get water flowing to the cabin. It's getting old carrying jugs of water and going and filling up, which I have to do tomorrow. I'm pretty much out of water. I got enough to last a couple more days if need be, but tomorrow I'm going to go and get some more water. Got to fill those up. And then I got to get working on getting water flowing to this cabin. Definitely it needs to get done. Plus, a high school teacher of mine is coming up from Pennsylvania. Him and his wife are driving up, and they're going to be staying with me, so I got to have it hooked up so when they get here, in June, they can have water in their RV. Ed at Mount Mariner says, itching to pick up my new Polaris 9R snow machine in 2 weeks. I think you're going to need it for next year. The snow's all going to be melted in a couple weeks, Ed. Yeah, he says, hopefully I'll have snow up on the mountain when I get home. I think you'll still have some snow up there. It will be getting punchy. But I think you'll still have snow up there. You'll probably get to ride it a few times. Everybody's talking back and forth. I'm not sure D-Brakes, what's this in response to, but he said baked mustard, sour cream, cod, and pan-fried roasted cubed potatoes. Sounds delicious. And Rob says, yeah, you go off my trails and you sink 1.5 feet. Definitely. Definitely. As soon as you get off the hard pack, you will be sinking down a lot now. The non-hard pack snow is very fluffy, and there's a lot of air pockets in it now. I was walking out around my Connex, and there's just nothing there. The snow hasn't really compressed too much down, but there's not much down in there. There's a lot of air pockets down in the snow, so it's going fast, that's for sure. Follow Alaska says at Mount Mariner, please keep the snow down there. Laugh out loud. It's clear up here today. For now, anyways. And yeah, Rob at Curmudgeon says, and that's on a snow machine. Yeah. Yeah, this time of the year, you really do, what is it called? I just drew a blank on what it's called. Snow machines sink in pretty far, and you make deep tracks when you get off into the soft pack snow at this time of the year. Just because there's nothing there, half of it's melted away. And a lot of people call it mashed potato snow because it's real wet and heavy snow. Crystal at Flat Tower Farm says, at Follow Alaska, did you guys get monetized yet? And D Breaks, well, at Big Family Expedition, if you move to Alaska, we can have even more delicious seafood and visit you there. Definitely. Matt 1791 Garage for sure. Ashley at Old School Alaska just showed off a super good looking leather canvas backpack. Ooh, that would be cool. And Matt AK said, guess what? Next week is April. Yeah, we're getting down to it. Today is the 28th, so just a couple few more days in the month. Follow Alaska says at Flat Tire Farms, they haven't been monetized yet. Still waiting on ours to catch up to the requirements. The good old YouTube two-step. Haha. Yep. So if you're not subscribed to Follow Alaska yet, definitely check them out and help them get some more watch hours so they can get monetized. It's a big step for channels. I actually saw a stat couple months ago that said there's something like 400 million YouTube channels, but there's only 2 million that are monetized. So definitely let's help Follow Alaska get monetized so they can jump up to that 2 million mark. And Old School Alaska says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for Bill. Well, thank you very much. And DJ Tenaru is here. Thank you for joining, DJ. Follow Alaska says, that backpack was awesome at Old School Alaska. And Matt 1791 Garage, primitive skills like that are fascinating. They definitely are. In Mountain Mariner, you got to type the word weather, then a space, then 99686. And you don't need the brackets, but it still takes it. Big Family Expedition at Follow Alaska. Do you need watch time? We can binge watch some of your older content if we haven't seen it yet. And the weather for Mountain Mariner in Valdez is conditions are partly cloudy with temperature of 40 degrees. The wind is blowing from the west-southwest at 2 miles an hour. And Old School Alaska says, thank you, everyone. Much appreciated. And the weather for the Curmudgeon is fair with a temperature of 41 degrees. The wind is blowing from the south-southwest at 6 miles an hour. And the humidity is 55%. And Rob saying his actual temperature is 46. Yep. Well, you're several miles outside of Talkeetna, so. Crystal was asking Rob at the Curmudgeon how things are on his side of the tracks. Matt AK says his weather station's saying 42 degrees on his porch. And Follow Alaska says at Big Family Expedition, oh man, that would be awesome. Thank you guys so much, in reference to binge watching their channel so they get more watch hours. Mountain Mariners saying, any bear sightings yet? I have not had any bear sightings yet. However, a young guy I know up in where my remote cabin is, a few weeks ago got a bear, but then again it had a broken front leg, so chances are it came out of the den just because it was uncomfortable and needed to move it around a little bit. So he did get a wintertime bear that was out of its den, but it had a broken front leg, so that's probably why it was out. Haven't heard of anyone else seeing any bears yet out walking around. And Big Family Expedition said, we got 500 now. Thank you, everyone. Our whole family is screaming. We have to plan a date for a live now. Well, congratulations on that. We all look forward to it, and definitely let us know when you decide to do a live. And Crystal at Flat Tire Farms is asking, Follow Alaska, how many hours do you need if you don't mind sharing? And Rob at the Curmudgeon said, I'm watching for them in reference to bears. And Loma Gibson, congratulations to Big Family Expedition. And Follow Alaska says, no sightings here yet, Ed. And Ditto what Flat Tire Farms Homesteading Alaska says to Big Family Expedition. Let us know when you do the live. Brian at the Vineyard Farmhouse, in reference to the bear with the broken leg story, said, that bear is like, you didn't have to shoot me. I just had a cramp from sleeping all winter. It wasn't broken. Well, the young guy that got the bear definitely said it was broken. And he should know as he skinned it. And Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says the dogs have been keeping back some wolves from their property. Yeah, that's not good, having wolves coming around your livestock. And Follow Alaska says, at D Breaks, sorry, I missed your comment. We are at 2,600 watch hours. A little over 2,600 watch hours. Need 4,000. Yep, so they got about 1,400 more watch hours needed in the last 365 days. So it's a rolling 365 days. Ooh, the sun's moving over, getting into my eyes now. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the summer coming. Usually not one for wanting an early spring, but this year I'm happy for an early spring. I got so much stuff to do outside, that's the only reason. And I can't do it with a couple feet of snow on the ground. So, definitely looking forward to the early spring and get some of this stuff done. And Matt AK says, I'm going to have at least half of my watch hours roll off this summer. Not too worried about it. Yeah. Oh, man, my nose is getting itchy. Unfortunately, that's just water. And Crystal at Flat Tire Farms just posted their link. They are really close to 7,000 subscribers. So definitely, if you're not subscribed to them, go and help them out. And D Breaks, does it count if we rewatch them? I believe so, as long as you don't just sit there and watch one video for 8 hours straight, over and over and over and over again like that. So I definitely think it does count as long as you keep it mixed up. Matt AK says, I got over 1,000 hours just from my first video. I hear you. Yeah, and that's going to be coming off here pretty soon. Follow Alaska, need more content too. We're on a bit of a holding pattern. The kids and grandkids are pulling out at the end of the May. So, yeah. Old School Alaska, what time does it get dark there, Bill? Right now, it's getting dark a little bit after 9 p.m. And the sun's starting to come up around 7 a.m. or so. So we're over 12 hours of daylight now. And Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says, at D Breaks, YouTube will count a rewatch if it's not obvious. Like set on a loop or something. And yeah, the thing to do, Follow Alaska, is use the playlists. Like, I have one playlist that is all videos, so every single video I have goes into that playlist. And then I have other playlists like my remote cabin. Any videos from my remote cabin will go in that playlist. And any homesteading videos will go in my homesteading playlist and different things like that. But I have one playlist that is all videos, and every single video goes in it. So if someone wants to binge watch it, they can just go to that playlist and click play all and let it play. And then that way they're not jumping around trying to find other videos and stuff like that. Yeah, like Crystal says, as long as it's not obvious, you're not just sitting there looping through one video, one 10-minute video for 8 or 10 hours in a day, then it will count. Big Family Expedition, you need 11 hours of watch time per day for 365 days to get 4,000. Not that we did the math or anything, ha ha ha. I've heard the 4,000 watch hours is more difficult to get than the 1,000 subs. It just all kind of depends on the videos that you make. You can have one video that you can get couple thousand watch hours off of one video. Like Matt said, he had one video that had over 1,000 watch hours, his first video. So it just kind of depends on the videos and stuff. I've seen other people have just a few videos and have over 1,000 subscribers, and I've seen other people with only a couple hundred subscribers and have well over the 4,000 watch hours because one video blew up and had 50,000 views or something like that. So it just all kind of depends. D Breaks says, okay, I'll get on the task. And Follow Alaska says, this group is best. All of you are awesome. Well, thank you for everyone. Billy Sutton, that is funny. And Matt AK, one of these days, I'll put up 2 videos I filmed in the fall, but hard to find the motivation to edit. It definitely is, especially if you're not monetized, you're not trying to do it for a living or anything like that. It is kind of hard to get the motivation. And Loma Gibson says, subscribe to Matt AK. And D Breaks, referring to the playlist idea, that's what I do. It's so easy that way, just to play all. Definitely. And Billy Sutton says, meant to add a LOL, so it wouldn't look quite so mean. It wasn't. Don't worry about it. Curmudgeon Alaska says, I thought it was every 45 days for replay credits. I don't know if anyone truly knows. I do know you can, if you go into the analytics, especially on a computer, and go to watch hours, you can see that your video has gotten more watch hours. Especially if you do it 2 or 3 days in a row, you'll see little bit spikes. Like if you do a play all on your playlist 2 or 3 days in a row, you'll see you got more watch hours. So I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know if anyone really does. And Matt AK says, just checked 1.9 K watch hours from his first video. It set an unrealistic expectation for me. Yeah, it does for a lot of people. And a lot of people aren't prepared for the daily grind of YouTube and posting videos and not getting the 100+ subscribers from every single video and not getting 1,000 watch hours and stuff like that. And a lot of people get discouraged after a few months and quit doing YouTube. And Old School Alaska says, Lynn, it's easier to do a playlist from the start. As you finish, find a place to put it or create a new one. Would be overwhelming to go back and do it. Yeah, it is a little bit overwhelming, but it is not that hard. I've created playlists after the fact and went back in and added a lot of videos to it. So it's not real difficult, but it is better just to do it right from the start. And Follow Alaska says that Billy Sutton. See, I just need more videos of Molly abusing Daryl. Definitely. And Matt AK says, I'll get back into it once I have my plans figured out, especially if I do the trailer conversion. Yeah, definitely document that whole thing. And a lot of people watch that type of stuff. Everybody's saying hi to each other. And Matt AK says he needs to get out on some more adventures. And Rob at the Curmudgeon says we got lucky. We got our watch hours finished a week after they hit 1,000. Yeah, that's definitely good. A lot of people wait like a year or longer to get both of those, hit both of those milestones. Old School Alaska says, Lynn, you are in good companions. Or good company. Follow Alaska says, Mad Turkey playlist. That's funny. Yeah, Crystal at Flat Tire Farm says, secret tip, if you ever want to delete or hide a video, you have to do it from the video itself and the playlist. I learned that the hard way. Yeah, I would say never delete a video until it's over at least a year old. And if you don't want anyone watching it, then you can just set it to private and also go into any playlist that it might be in and remove it from those playlists. And then nobody will be able to watch it unless you send them the link to it. And there's Follow Alaska's weather for Copper Center. 44 degrees and wind is blowing south-southeast. Skipping down through some of these. Yeah, D Breaks says trailer conversion would be great and interesting at Matt AK. Matt AK says, I'm liking the idea. Then I could tug it up to Alaska and spend like a month at a time living in different parts of this state for the summer. Yeah, definitely, Matt. Yeah, Matt AK says, I want that Bill's house, I want that Crystal and Reeves' house, and I want that Lynn and Daryl's house. That's funny, yeah. Definitely. And if you insulate it well enough, you could spend almost half the year living in it. Well, almost 3/4 of the year living in it if it's well insulated and you got a good heater in it. And you don't need much, that's for sure. Yeah, and Flat Tire Farm says, I agree with Bill. Make it private. Don't delete it. Otherwise, you lose the watch hours for it. Definitely. Yeah, you don't want to delete it unless it's over a year old and it hasn't really had any views since then. Then you can go ahead and delete it if you really want to delete it. I would hold off on deleting it. I would just keep it at private. I mean, it's already been out there, so how much harm can it do? If now the only thing is if you film something and you look back on it and you're like, yeah, I definitely shouldn't have filmed that. That's incriminating or something like that. Then I could see maybe deleting it. But other than that, it's already been out there, so why delete it? I've set a few underperforming videos of mine to private, but I did leave them in the playlist, so you can find them if you go into the playlist. And that reminds me, on my Digging Alaska channel, I have a playlist called Raw Video. And if you want to just see the raw video that I make the Digging Alaska videos out of, you can go in there and just see the raw video and watch me work with the excavator. Let's see here. Matt AK says a well-insulated trailer with a diesel heater probably would be more comfortable than that cabin I was in the wintertime. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, the diesel heater would also make it a nice dry temperature inside. And you could easily do it if you set it up correctly with a couple 5-gallon jugs or something. Just gotta make sure you have one reservoir that always has fuel in it so it doesn't run out. And Matt AK says, when I started up the Alaska videos, I had to hide a few really old laptop review videos I did. Those both got like 20,000 views, but they were like 10 years old. Yeah. Follow Alaska says that Matt AK, if you like summer traffic noise, you can park at the house, or we have a clearing that still needs to be cleaned up back at the end of the road. Plenty of skeeters too to keep you company. And Old Man King is saying goodnight to a lot of people. So if you're going, good night, Peter. Hey, Mike McKinley, thank you for joining. How are you tonight? And he says, I just wanted to say hello to everyone. Let's see here. Mike McKinley, I am very tired. Good night, everyone. Thank you for dropping in for a few minutes and saying hi, Mike. Well, I'm pushing an hour and 25 minutes, so I think I'm going to end this live. Like I said at the beginning, I have a lot of work to do outside. I got to fire up the excavator and move a lot of ice and compacted snow, so hopefully my little lake under my shipping containers will drain out. So I'm going to end it here. Thanks everyone for joining. It's definitely appreciated that you spent your evening with me. And don't forget to check out all these channel links that have been posted tonight. So thank you everyone and have a good night.